Greetings, fellow travelers. I'm Captain Zara, and I welcome you all aboard this vessel as we embark on an extraordinary journey. Today, we stand on the cusp of history as we prepare to explore the vast expanse of our tri-star system, home to 18 wondrous planets waiting to be discovered. But before we begin this epic space odyssey, let us introduce you to the Chronicles of DianToz, a journey that takes you back to the dawn of civilization, when our ancestors, the Heidelbergensis, were first transported from Earth to DianToz by the enigmatic antediluvians, an ancient race of space explorers. Follow our 8-part series to learn how we overcame our fears and warlike tendencies to build a prosperous world and a spacefaring society. And it all begins with the Chronicles of DianToz. The Chronicles serve as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in our darkest hours, there is light. Even in the face of adversity, there is opportunity. And even in the vast expanse of space, there is unity.
The Middle Ages of DianToz. In the beginning days of their arrival on DianToz, Heidelbergensis found themselves adjusting to a mind-boggling world. They were seeing firsthand a planet that offered 3 suns that illuminated unimaginable days. The daylight gave way to even more spellbinding sunsets. Then the night sky became adorned with an endless tapestry of complementary stars that accompanied them through the Hyades star stream. The ancient travelers who had brought them to DianToz realized it would still take tens of thousands of years for Heidelbergensis to evolve. Evolution was always slower in the beginning, and the battle for survival was just as challenging as it was back on Earth. Yet, Heidelbergensis was resilient, and their curious minds were stimulated by the bountiful and diverse landscapes that stretched before them. The first 100,000 years were slow in advancements as a species. Cave life offered a sanctuary to the new immigrants of DianToz. This natural underground structure provided the genesis of culture. Here were the first attempts to not only build a safe haven, but a place to develop social norms. Heidelbergensis instinctively focused on expanding as a population and slowly migrated across the planet. Heidelbergensis began to diversify as a species as newfound clans drifted apart. The next 50,000 years created even more diversity as Heidelbergensis continued to migrate to different regions and climates found on DianToz. New cultures were created as a result of the great distances and time. Heidelbergensis continued to expand and be a nomadic species for another 20,000 years. As Heidelbergensis continued to evolve and become more human-like, they began to understand more about the land of DianToz. As the first settlements on DianToz were founded, Heidelbergensis found an indispensable new ally. Heidelbergensis began domesticating a wolf-like animal named Taraz. Taraz became an indispensable ally. With its super sense of smell, it could detect prey or danger far beyond any ancient human. Around 30,000 years ago, as life became more stable, certain cultures began to advance. Villages began to appear. Pottery and woven fibers for blankets also came into use, as well as cooking food over a hearth. Figurative art and rock paintings began to appear and become more common. Driven by a desire to harness the abundance of their new world, Heidelbergensis observed the plant life around them, and then about 15,000 years ago began experimenting with cultivation. Various cultures discovered plants similar to wheat and rice, unlike anything seen on Earth, that became the staple of their diet. They began to understand the science of planting and reap the benefits by harvesting newly planted crops. Farming was taking a foothold for the first time. As the new migrants of DianToz began establishing their first agricultural communities, they began to develop primitive farming tools made of stone and wood. As they began to cultivate crops, domesticating and raising animals for food soon followed. This marked a significant shift for Heidelbergensis, who had always been the wandering forager. Now, a new beginning begot a new name. Heidelbergensis became the DianTozians, an agrarian society of intentional cultivators. As their food sources became more balanced and nutritious, the DianTozian brain continued to evolve, making them more aware and intelligent. the transition from wandering tribes to multiple agrarian societies around the planet solidified a new era. 10,000 years passed as different cultures were established. Then, about 5,000 years to the present, the first civilizations developed in the warmer regions of DianToz. This was also the time that the domestication of a native four-legged animal for transportation and to improve farming came into being. In this time period, the Bronze and Copper Age came into existence. These new metals upgraded tools to be used in settlements and unfortunately for new wars. As the DianTozians became more civilized, some also became arrogant with power and began engaging in wars with each other. These various warring tribes forced other clans to protect themselves, and war became an endless, long, bloody period that carried on for centuries. Then about 3,000 years ago, an ancient kingdom came into existence that became known as the Phoenician Kingdom. The Phoenicians were the first preeminent civilization of the ancient world. From the beginning, the Phoenicians were governed by powerful yet benevolent rulers who made decisions that benefited not only the ruling class but the masses as well. The Phoenicians were among the first to develop an early form of writing. The Phoenicians became a dominant force in commerce and were a leading economic and cultural influence of its time. With their growing wealth and strong leadership, the Phoenicians built an imposing navy and land force that protected this new mighty empire. Lavish temples and monuments began to populate this empire. It was here that some of the first observations and written records about the celestial universe were recorded. The DianTozians somehow knew that they belonged to the universe. Only time would tell if they would realize their dream of exploring space.